Oh, what's good, everyone? This is Artists of Truth coming to you with another vlog entry on this wonderful, magnificent Tuesday afternoon. Yes, Tuesday afternoon. So I hope that everyone has had a productive, positive, and very, very compassionate work day. Um, and most of all, please continue to remind yourselves that no one under any circumstances can control you unless you give them that control. Your happiness and joy belong solely to you. All right. So on that note, let's roll into the topic of the day. Angela Raye and Charlemagne the God. So a sister of mine that goes by the name of Vicky Dillard. It's a reference. I'm sorry. Vicky Dillard actually posted a video as well as a snippet of a conversation in her interview with Charlemagne the God, which I am still trying to find. But what is being said here is utterly disgusting. It's shallow-minded, very, very shallow-minded for Angela Ray to say about an elder. Most of all, an elder such as Brother Louis Farrakhan. But I will do you one better. I will play it for you because it actually started on me. I had to stop it, and I'll let you all be the judge of it. That insinuates that women voluntarily give themselves to the men who literally own them. Some folks also use as black women today. Sometimes use it for black women who happen to date or swirl other people outside of their race, dating white folk in particular, swirling. I'm using this phrase because politically, because of her influence, because of her power, you will see why I say it in a minute. Because she's getting ready not only to attack Minister Farrakhan, but to defend a racist. I use the term very selectively. I do not use it maliciously. And I'm using it because I want you to know the spirit in which she's operating. And I want her to cut it out. Somebody talk black to me. Not to be unnecessarily ugly, family, but I'm not playing with this little girl. You do not say to a 86-year-old man who's been serving black people and have suffered like no other because of his service for us in modern times, 64 years, don't trick off your legacy. We're not asking cadets, the brand news, for your advice. Tell this man he's tricking off his legacy and stop the BS. How dare you? This is how you know, black folk. Let me give you something else before I continue with this. This is how you all know that too many of us have been infected by the ways of the European. You know why? Because regardless of whether you appreciate or understand everything that your elder says, there was a time that none of us would be caught, dead or alive, using such language about an elder who is so revered, saying don't trick off your legacy and stop the BS. That's something that's foreign to black and African culture. That's not the way of the black man and the black woman family. That's proof that we need to come out. Keep listening. Keep giving us a thumbs up. Keep liking, keep sharing as you continue to listen to the voice of Angela Raye and Charlemagne the God. It's queuing right now, family.
It hurts because I'm like, man, I can't defend the stuff that you're saying on these clips. I can't. I don't care if you tell me it's taken out of context. If I were in that same position and somebody said, I'm trying to figure out. I'm not anti-nigga, I'm anti-figure. Like, I can't support that. Like, I'm just not going to be able to support that. I have people in my life who I care deeply about who are Jewish and have ancestors who were tremendously impacted by the Holocaust. We're not going to trick that off and say that that's like, you know, a conspiracy theory. Like, stop. You know, like, don't act like Donald Trump, especially when you don't have the power of Donald Trump. Like, it's not doing anything but making people.
She said.
So I had to stop it right there. Reason being, wow, just listening to what she stated, it just sounds to me that you're, just because you don't agree with what an elder says, gives you the right to just disrespect him. It gives you the right to just put someone else above that of your own. Because like I tell everyone, before you were a Christian, you were melanated. Before you became a Republican or Democrat, you were melanated first. Before you became, a vice president of a company, or, you have moved up the corporate ladder, and, you some way, somehow forgotten that your likeness never changed. Your likeness of who you are and where you came from comes first, and I sat back and I listened to it, and I was like, man, it appears to me that when some niggas, and this is, and when I say this, I say it with all sincere and genuine love, that niggas will actually get into a certain position and they forget who the fuck they are. All right. No matter how educated, how many degrees you may have, guess what? Some niggas tend to forget who the fuck they are. They tend to forget that, you melanated. You didn't suddenly develop, this skin disorder like Michael Jackson did. You've always been this. From the time you came out of your mother's womb, you've always been this way. And I have read and observed some of the most highly respectable men and women who have put their lives on the line to enlighten and empower our people, to put our people first. And it was like they actually died doing great things. But then you have these alleged civil rights activists who just, how should I say it? They set the good ones up, whether it's for pay or just to save their own neck. Yeah, dudes like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, those are the two individuals mainly, and I understand there are more out there who have actually put great men and women in positions to be hurt or killed, and then turn around and smile in the faces of melanated people as though they are on our side. But yet and still, when our civil rights are being violated, where are they? They're silent. they turn the other cheek. Al Sharpton, every time you look up, you see this, you see this old fart. You see this fool over here, marching in the gay pride parade. Okay, it is what it is. You do what you do. But when your melanated people come first, when your people need you to stand with them, you're nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? And, to me personally, that is a very, very coward move. And no different than Jesse Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Lord forbid, my ancestors know how reckless my mouth is. If I ever meet Jesse Jackson in person, I would probably open hand slap the dog piss out of him, because you knew exactly what was about to occur with Dr. King. And you didn't stand up as a man to protect him. It's token niggas like him, Al Sharpton, and probably a few others, You might as, hell, I ain't even gonna lie to you. You might as well go ahead and toss Angela Raye up in there. You know what I'm saying? You might as well toss Angela Raye up in there. And, we have token niggas. We have token niggas who are, it's like either you can pay them off to turn the other way or shut their mouth, or they're so fearful of losing their position, in this political corporation, dark society that we live in. To me, those are cowards. You know what I'm saying? Those are really and truly cowards. And I am utterly disappointed, but I'm not one bit surprised, I'm really not. I'm not one bit surprised because, even in a separate interview recently with Angela Raye and Charlamagne tha God, it was funny. I found this to be so comical that Angela Raye, made the statement about she didn't use the term token niggas, but those individuals of a melanated descent, they tend to forget where they come from, and they're not out there on the front line fighting and going from community to community and teaching people. I'm looking at her. I'm just like, hell, I sure enough didn't see you out on the forefront. I don't see it. Sorry about that. To me personally, it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, why should we rock with you? Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, you have to be mindful of the people that you are, running behind and you're pulling for, because what I'm learning more and more is that you can go out here and vote all day on a more higher, on a higher level. I feel personally that when you vote locally, that's where the changes really come in. Voting locally, that's where the changes really come in. But on a more governmental, a government level, no. You going out here to vote, and you vote these people to get in, and all that good talk that they were talking about, it just goes out the window. It's like they are suffering with some sort of amnesia, and they forget who the fuck they really are and who actually supported them and helped get them there. Now, also, I am mindful that a lot of these campaigns, if you're not funding these, these people that you're pulling for, yeah, you can vote. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're not lining their pockets, then they'll come out and, rally with you and speak, and talk all that good talk. But then after a while, it's like when they win and they get into that position, they forget all about you. The people who voted, not the people who lined their pockets and, who paid, who gave donations to their, to their campaign. But just voting doesn't do anything unless it's on a local level. So a lot of you Democrats, Republicans, liberals, you may feel some kind of way about what I'm saying, but yeah, that's exactly what it is. What other reason do you think that you have a lesbian mayor in Chicago? What other reason do you think that the lesbian gay community was capable of getting bills passed that would help them and protect them? Because money talks. Voting is good, but this legal tender promissory notes, these things with dead presidents on them, guess what? That money outshines votes. So you can be out there voting for people, and guess what? If Tom, Dick, and Larry, Betty Sue, and the transsexual crew are lining this individual's pockets over here, guess what? They are listening to them. They're paying attention to them. And they're going to get whatever bills passed to work in their behalf. They're going to push for it. See, with us, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. We feel that, we go out to the polls and, we hold picket signs and we march and we rally behind the person and everything, and it's like, you think that's it, but it's really not. It's really not. Because someone comes right along and lines their pockets, pays millions of dollars into their campaign. And guess what happens? The person that you were rallying for, they're not paying you any attention. Your needs and wants fall on deaf ears. They're looking at the people who are funding their campaign. So, in closing, Angela Raye, I'm deeply disappointed, but I'm not surprised because, people tend to forget where they come from, who the fuck they are, and who rocks with them. So, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close this down. I need to go ahead and get ready and finish up on my studying. But stay positive, stay loving, be compassionate to those who really and truly deserve it. And don't let anyone steal your joy, you know what I mean? Your joy and happiness belongs solely to you. All right, talk with you later. Have a wonderful day.